Hey everybody, DeLong Shot Signatures here. This is my second episode of the NHRA US Nationals in-person autograph recap. This is going to be split between two different events that I went to. First was the Don Schumacher Racing. They call it Block Party. It was a little bit of that, a little bit of a fundraiser, and a little bit of an open house. Went there first, and then afterwards I went to the track. 4 qualifications of the U.S. Nationals, was able to get in-person autographs at both places. But I'm actually going to start with some purchases that I made. Was trying to find some stuff to purchase at the Don Schumacher Racing event because it was benefiting Riley's Children's Hospital. But I couldn't find where they were doing like the autographed memorabilia or like mystery bags and stuff like that. That were a little bit cheaper. They did have some silent auction stuff, but I was not going to be able to afford a number of those items. But when I got to the track, there was this booth that was set up with some old vintage NHRA stuff, and decided to look through it with a buddy that I met and friend that I made at the track, and ended up purchasing 8 autographs from their booth. These are some signed hero cards. I tried mainly going for names that I didn't have in my collection that I thought would be pretty nice to add, or pieces that I thought would fit in really well with everything else that I had. So first one is a Gary Densham autographed hero card from when he was with John Force Racing. I have a bunch of the old vintage John Force stuff signed. This would be somewhere in the 2000s, 2004, because Gary wasn't part of the team for super long. But I haven't seen one of these before in person, so I thought that was worth adding. I do have Gary Densham's autograph. I actually got him back through the mail recently. This one I forgot that I grabbed, but I'm actually kind of glad that I did. I thought I grabbed the wrong one. But this is Whit Bazemore, who had some wins in the funny car category. The reason why I thought I made a mistake was because I thought I had him in my collection, and it turns out I do not. So that was a nice addition. They had quite a few of these Whit Bazemores, but this one was apparently one I grabbed and completely forgot that I even did so. Then we have Frank Pedragon. I do have Tony and Cruz in the collection, but I did not have Frank, so figured I would add that. Then we have an old, I think this is from 1992, 1993, Ron Ayers Pro Stock Motorcycle autographed hero card. And then I actually have a couple photos printed out for this guy to try and get signed. But really, really cool story. And since I saw that they had an autographed hero card of him, I had to get it. This is Reggie Showers. Reggie is a former Pro Stock motorcycle driver who lost both of his legs, I believe both below the knee, after crazy incident when he was racing with some friends as a kid involving an electrical fence. Had to have his legs amputated, learn how to walk again and everything. Ended up becoming a Pro Stock motorcycle driver, won the U.S. Nationals for Pro Stock motorcycle, and he has since retired. I believe he does a lot of motivational speaking, but heard about his story, so I have some photos that are on the way to send off to get signed, hopefully. But again, I saw these in the binder that they were selling some autographs from, and I knew I had to grab it. I have a bunch of this guy, but this one was pretty cool. It's an Antron Brown from his motorcycle days when he was sponsored by the U.S. Army. He was a fantastic driver on the motorcycles, and then he made the switch to Top Fuel and is now a 3-time world champion there. But I thought this was a pretty cool piece. Plus, I liked it when the U.S. Army was involved in the NHRA. They always had some really nice schemes and really sponsored a lot of the big drivers. Then we have, I wonder what year this is. Not sure. Probably 1991, based off of how this is reading. But a Lori Johns autographed Top Fuel hero card. It is personalized to a Rob and Julie. Whatever, I don't care about personalizations. I'm just glad to have the autograph. I believe she is still around. She is the 3rd ever female to win in the major series of NHRA drag racing. She does have some cards in the pro sets that I'm working on, but I can't find anything about where she is signing, if she does sign it all through the mail. So I thought that would be a nice addition. And then this last one is very, very beat up, and normally I wouldn't get something in this poor of condition, but this person has since passed away, and the deal that I got for all of these, it was either $5 per or 4 for 15, so I got 8 in total for $30. That's totally worth it to me for some of these items. This last one is of Carol Burkett, who was known as Bunny Burkett, funny car driver, and it is personalized and just simply signed as Bunny, but as you can see there, the date is written as 6/14/1980, Maple Grove. So they've had this for a while, and like I said, it is in very rough condition, very creased edges, bad corners, and for whatever reason, there's like 100 holes in this thing. But still, it's autographed. She passed away, I think, 3 years ago, so it is what it is. I'll consider that one of the free ones if you want to look at it that way. For every 3 that you bought, you got 1 for free, essentially. So those were some cool purchases. But now on to the in-person autographs. And I just dropped some, so this might be out of order now. But we're going to go in alphabetical order again, just like we did with Thursday's successes. And I will try my best to remember which ones I got at the Schumacher Racing and which ones were done at the track. So the first 2 are from Alexis DeJoria. She was at both the Pedregon and Schumacher signings. So she signed the new hero card as well as an older hero card that I had. I don't think I had this one signed before, so that's cool. And then Angel Sampé was there. I didn't see her name on the competitors list, so I didn't end up making a custom for her, but I totally would have. But it was cool of her to still sign that. Then we got Angie Smith on a custom 4x6 at the track. I think that was the only autograph I got from her. Then Antron Brown signed the custom and one of his hero cards at the Schumacher Racing. Then we got Austin Prock at his pit. Probably the easiest John Force driver to meet. He's out multiple times a day. Very, very nice guy. Got Blake Alexander. I don't think he was giving out any hero cards, and he wasn't involved in any of the around the track signings. So that was really nice to get. Haven't had him in the collection before. Bob Tasca was an unannounced guest at the Schumacher signing, so I didn't bring any of my stuff for him, but they were giving out hero cards at the signing. Then we have 2 from Buddy Hull. I believe this one was at the Schumacher signing. I did forget to grab one at the Pedregon on Thursday, so this made up for it. And then he had a different hero card available at the track, which I got signed in blue. Then we have 2, or maybe 3. I think it's 3 actually. From, I'm on the wrong day here. From Camry Caruso. Signed the custom that I made and her current year hero card. It is a little dark spotted at the Schumacher Racing, and then I was able to get her on last year's hero card at the track, and she didn't have a marker on her, and I just grabbed one out of my pocket. It's kind of this off-brand metallic marker, and it came out really, really nice. So I've had some bad luck with Sharpies recently. I might have to look into these more, because that pops off pretty well on the picture. Then we got 2 from Chase Van Sant. I can't say that I recognize his name. I know he is pretty young. I think he's only a year older than I am in Pro Stock Motorcycle. So he signed the custom and the hero card. So I wonder if he's up for the Rookie of the Year title. Then we got another Pro Stock Motorcycle driver here, Chris Bostick. A lot of the PSM drivers don't really offer hero cards or are really even out that much. They've got very, very small teams, and they just can't really afford to do a bunch of extra stuff. Just a little setup, little tent, and they work on their bike. But he was a super nice guy, and he rides around on this like weird looking one-wheeled skateboard thing. It's like kind of futuristic, but it also looks, it doesn't look like it's futuristic is all I can say. But a very, very cool guy. Then at the Schumacher Racing, got Chris King again. I don't think I had him at all before these signings this year. Then we got 2 from Dallas Glenn. He signed, I think, both of these at the same time for me at his pit. It was the only time I ever saw him out. But custom and hero card. Then we got Derek Kramer once at his pit. Didn't see him again. And then there was a big thing with Ron Capps this year. He had a special car made with the Hot Wheels design, and it was a throwback to Dawn the Snake Prudhomme. And so they had Prudhomme at the track to help promote it and be involved with it. And they did 3 different signings over the weekend with Don Prudhomme and Ron Capps. I missed the first one because I wasn't aware of it. But I was able to finally meet and add Don Prudhomme to the collection because he was hanging out at Ron Capps' pit quite often throughout the weekend. So I got these 2 cards signed on Friday. He didn't seem to be a huge fan of signing multiple items, but he was still kind enough to do so. This guy is a legend in the sport, of course. A bunch of Top Fuel wins, bunch of funny car wins. I think he's like a 4-time world champion, some U.S. Nationals wins. So very, very awesome to finally add him to the NHRA autograph collection. Then we have 1 custom signed by Erica Enders. Then this was a guy that I really wanted to get the autograph of. I'm pretty sure he's a rookie this season, and he has been killing it. I think he's like pretty far in the lead for the championship this year, so I'd be surprised if he lost it. But this is Gage Herrera, who is now part of the Fance and Hines racing team, taking over for, I think, Angel and Andrew Hines, because I don't think Angel is with the team anymore. Then we have Pro Stock legend Greg Anderson. The one time that I got to meet him this weekend, got him to sign the custom. Didn't have to wait around as long, nearly as much as I normally do this time. Probably only like a minute, and he came out and signed for everyone, so that was cool. Then we have Hector Arana Jr. I did make some mistakes with these custom photos that I made. So like this one doesn't have the lighter background, but it is what it is. They didn't really notice, and some of you guys probably wouldn't have noticed if I didn't say anything. But I think there's 3 with mistakes. Pretty sure I got all of them signed too, so that's pretty funny. Then we got Josh Hart on a hero card at the Schumacher signing. We got 3 from J.R. Todd, 2 from the Schumacher signing. So we got the custom and his hero card. Saw him again at the track. I think they're using the same hero card from last year. So now I've got quite a few of those. Justin Ashley was at the Schumacher signing as well. So I had him sign an older hero card of his and got another one from this year that he had at the signing. Then we got 2 from Kelly Klontz. I've gotten a bunch of autographs from her. She's probably like one of the most fan-friendly drivers out there. Constantly saw her, had dozens of chances to meet her. I think this was the only time, I think I only bothered her twice on Friday, and that was it. Because I also got her hero card from this year. Finally added this guy to the collection. Wasn't able to meet him again at the track, which really stung because I got 2 years of customs that I need done. But finally added Kyle Koretsky. Really liked seeing what he did after taking over for Jason Line. He's a great driver. Hopefully he gets some more wins. He's had a lot of close finishes, and I think he just has 1 win in his career so far, but very, very much like what it is that he's doing. And the Nitro Fish design here reminds me a lot of Matt Smith when I met him, who was sponsored by Nitro Fish at the time. So I think that's a little bit, there. He's playing on the nostalgia factor. Then we've got an autograph from Leah Pruitt, the Tony Stewart Racing drivers were doing autograph signings at their trailer. So I attended that and was able to get her photo signed. And then I was also able to get Matt Hagan to sign his as well at the same signing. Matt was also, I think, an unannounced guest at the Schumacher Racing. So this is the one that I got from him at the track, or at the signing. Otherwise, I would have brought the custom as well and been working on some older hero cards that I had. Then we got Matt Smith, who was one of the first autographs I got once I got to the track on Friday. If you catch him early, he's pretty good about signing. He is pretty tough. He does work on his own bike, his wife's bike, and then helps with Gianna Evaristo's bike. So he's pretty busy once he's in the pits, but he will take time. You just might have to wait a while. Then we have the legendary Ron Capps on another custom that I made that I messed up on, but it is what it is. He kind of dark spotted it, but that's okay. Got that signed at the Schumacher event, as well as this hero card. Saw him again at the track. They did have special hero cards made for the Hot Wheels paint scheme, but they were not offering them at his pit. That's what I thought was going on. So I grabbed one, got it signed, and then, after taking a look at it, I was like, oh, I got the same one. But it is what it is. I'm happy to get an autograph either way. Then this is a future driver. After reading the hero card, this is what I'm figuring out. She was one of the first ones to autograph during the day once I got to the track. But this is Sienna Wildgust. She will be taking over a ride at KB Titan Racing next year. And she will be the youngest female driver in NHRA Pro Stock history. I don't know if she's taking over for the full season or if she's just going to do some select races, but KB Titan feels really good about her and will be moving her up. I think she's only 17, so she'll be 18 when she makes the debut. The only thing that I would say that she needs to work on is her autograph. Not much of one, but still, I'm glad to get it regardless. We'll see how she does going forward, but I was very surprised by the autograph that she gave. So I'll leave it at that. We're getting towards the end here, but still some really cool stuff. We've got a Steve Torrance autographed 4x6 that I made, and then I only asked him for that one, and I was with the buddy that I made. He was getting some stuff signed, and then there was a couple other guys who just plopped down a whole bunch of hero cards and asked Steve to sign them. So he took a minute and was signing them all. He finally got to my item, and I walked away, but my buddy, JT, I might as well give him a name now, JT noticed that those guys didn't grab all of the hero cards that were signed, so he grabbed the other two, and he gave me the other one, so I was able to get this year's hero card signed by Steve Torrance, so that's really cool. So thank you, JT, for helping me out with that, and for helping me out with this one. We were doing a hero card, I call it a hero card hit. It's right before I leave the track. I do one a year, and just go around when Nitro is going through their qualifications and eliminations and stuff like that, and grab whatever hero cards are out there and available. I'll grab one of each. That way I have some available in future years to take. And I'll grab them as I, go around and everything, but I don't take a ton. But I do want to do like one full run and see, who all can I get? Have I gotten? Are there any more that I need to come back for, another day? And so this was one of the names that I didn't have. We grabbed it. We were kind of standing there talking. We were like, is that her in front of us? And sure enough, it was. So this is, I've never heard of this before. Blown Alcohol Dragster Driver Taylor Vetter, signed up there at the top. So I'm not 100% what the difference is. It does look like they have a different, definitely the rear spoiler is a lot lower. And I think they have the 4 openings instead of like the normal 3 that you would see. I don't know all the technical specifications and what the differences are, but they're a lot faster than your regular top alcohol dragsters, so they carry quite a bit of speed, about 280, 290 miles per hour. So very, very impressive, and super glad that JT kind of noticed and had us stick around so that we could get her autograph as well. Then another unannounced guest at the Schumacher Racing, although I totally should have expected him to be there, Tim Wilkerson, because he and Tony Schumacher are sponsored by the same brand, and they kind of have like a technical alliance now through Maynard Racing or whatever it is. Then we got 2 from TJ Zizzo, who signed a custom. And then I don't know what year this hero card is from. It looks like it's from this year, but it's not the same one that he was giving out at the track, so that's pretty cool. Maybe, a limited edition or like a variation one. Then, of course, if we're going to Don Schumacher Racing, you got to get the Sarge, Tony Schumacher. Wasn't able to get him on, I totally forgot that I had it on last year's custom, but I did get this year's custom, so I don't have to worry about trying to get 2. Also got a hero card from him. And then I mentioned that I went to a signing later in the day at the track for Tony Stewart Racing. And unfortunately, they don't have all 3 drivers signing at the same time. They have to split it because they're all on different schedules and whatnot. But Mr. Stewart does do autograph signings at the track. So I was finally able to add 2 of my cards for the 2016 Prism set. He hit both of these. He was not in a great mood. He hadn't qualified yet after his runs. So the signing got delayed because he had a team meeting. So I imagine he was letting everyone know how he felt about all that. And he came up and did not look to be in a good mood, but he was kind enough still to sign everything for us. I probably could have asked for more, but I didn't want to push it and make anyone upset. So I was like, hey, whatever you got time for, Tony, I'd appreciate it. Signed both of these. They came out great. Even though they're, darker, backgrounds and stuff like that, he put them in good spots. And so I am super, super, super happy to add those to the collection. I believe that brought me to 85 out of 108 on the set. So NASCAR Hall of Famer. Finally have him on a flat. The only other item I have signed by Tony Stewart is a die-cast box. So this is a major, major upgrade. And last autograph for Friday was from Troy Coughlin Jr. And I'm just going to say this now. A lot of the drivers had comments about it, but a lot of them like the 4x6 customs again this year. Nobody seemed to recognize that they were the same design as last year, or that like the same person was coming up and bringing these. They were all like, "Oh, I've never seen this before," and signed, and they said it was nice. So I might have to step up my game next year to make it more recognizable. But I'm gonna try and make a different design. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but regardless, super super happy with the results of Friday. What was the total? I forgot to mention that. Where did we end for Friday? So it was 55 in-person autographs plus 8 that were purchased. So that would be 63. So a very, very nice day between 2 events. And really just 2 autograph signings because, or 3 really. 2 for Tony Stewart Racing and then 1 for Don Schumacher Racing. Everything else was meeting them at the pits. So very, very happy to add all of these. And you guys still have not seen some of the other cool stuff. There's still about another 100 autographs to go between the 4 days, 3.5 days really, of collecting. But that is it for this one. I have already taken up about 25 minutes of your time. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.